name is Filiwa Olajelo, and I am a child and adolescent mental health professional with over 6 years experience in parent support, teen counseling, and working in different capacities with children and adolescents. And you're welcome to another episode of Everything Children with Finyola Jello. Today, I'll be exploring a very controversial issue, and I think that you really need to listen to it, and every parent, even intended parent, needs to listen to it. And today I'm talking about friendship between children and their parents. And I'm here to categorically tell you and literally tell you that your child is not your friend. Yeah. Yes, I know that you read a lot of times, and even parenting coaches have told you that your child is your friend, you're your child's friend. You should be friendly, and I agree with all of those things. You should be friendly to your children. Your children should be free to confide in you. That is one of the reasons why we are their parents, right? So that we can, they should be able to confide in you, so that you can direct them, guide them, and guide and guard them. All right. So, but as parents, we have several roles, but I'll be talking about functional and emotional roles. The emotional roles that we have for with our children is probably giving them love, affection, helping them build their self-esteem, and that's how we thrive as parents, right? Because you're just all out there for your child. You want to love on that child. It's even that love that is driving you to probably breastfeed when when you just add that child and all of those things. Fine. Emotions are very, very important in parenting, but one thing that we must always also learn is that we can't always leverage, we can't always we can't always be emotional when we are raising our children. We can't always be emotional as parents, So let's not just let that emotional part of us overcrowd the functional roles. So, what are your functions as a parent? It's to guide your child, yes. You're supposed to guide your child. You're supposed to direct your child. You're supposed to, make sure that your child is on the right path. And functions of parents, differs from time to time. Or your function as a parent to a 3-year old is different from your function as a parent to a 8-year old or to a 9-year old, depending on the scenario. But the core of that function is to make sure that your child is behaving in the context of whatever you want that child to turn out to be. And let me just add this here that a lot of parents have a picture of what they want their children to be, but they don't even have a plan on making sure that that child reach that level. All right. So when a child is 2-year old, your function as a parent is to ensure that they're not hurting themselves. You can say you want to leave your child because your child, and that's at that point they say no a lot. It's not that you just want to leave that child to keep saying no and they keep hurting themselves. Your role, your function as a parent at that time is to protect and to ensure that they are safe, even though they are playing. But it's going to differ to when they are 8-year old, and they need to do their homework, even when they are not willing, or even when it's not convenient for them. You have to ensure that you are guiding them to ensure that their homework is being done. And as teenagers, your function as parents also includes that you have to set limits, bounds. They have to be responsible. They have to have curfews. They can't stay out all night at outside the home just because you feel like they should. So parenting is not just based on your emotions. These two parts has to come together to ensure that you're raising a healthy child. All right. So, and if you're going to be a good parent, you have to invest in your child, and and ask for it. That means that you have to, or tell them what to do, guide them on which path to follow, and also expect that from them. A lot of times we don't balance all of these things. Some parents don't balance all of these things. They keep investing, and keep um, giving love, giving care without necessarily withdrawing, not necessarily asking, demanding. Yeah, we have to demand from what we have given them. And I'm not saying money, but we're demanding that they do things right, they behave properly. If you've taught your children to greet, you've taught them at home that it is, and that they should greet, and when you get outside, you respect, you demand that, have I not told you to greet, those kind of things, and like that. So, but your child is not your confidence, and it's very important for you to know that. And today, I would typically want to tilt towards the mothers, because as women, we tend to be emotional, and I understand, and sometimes we love our children emotionally, that we neglect that we have to be firm, and we neglect our functional roles. Yes, you can't love your child so much that you don't expect that they behave properly, or you forgive some excesses. I know that as parents we need that love, we need that compassion. We also need to be straight. We need to um, leverage our functions and not just our emotions. So one thing I would say, and again, is that you can't just be emotional as parents all the time. We need to balance these things. You show love, but as much as you're showing love, you are functioning in your role as a parent. You need emotion, you need love, you need compassion, right? Yes, but all of those things still boils down to the fact that you have to be functional in your role. All right, and a lot of times majority of our role as parents is functional. We have to ensure that our children are already on the good side, as much as we show them love. So your child is not your friend. Yes, what are friends for? Friends, you share burdens, you share love, you share things. Literally you have something in your mind that you need to talk about, you literally call your friends to talk to them. So I realized that this particular quote, your child is your friend, has put a lot of children, parents, families into trouble. Because when you're having issues, your child is not the first person you should talk to. No, they're not ready. They're not ready for that. And you don't want your child to, you don't want to give them burden that is too much for them. It's not healthy to start telling your children things like uh their 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 dad is giving issues, their dad is this, or their mom is that. I know that a lot of women tend to use that to even blackmail their spouse, but it's not healthy for your children. And at the end of the day, you're gonna pay for it. Actually, yes, because a lot of children now take take on the role of adults. A lot of children want to be husband to their parents, to their mother. Yes, and a lot of want to be husband to their mother, and a lot of daughters want to be a wife. In that in that contest, they want to provide that support that that the father is not providing, and they want to provide that love or that care that the mother is not providing. And even if any of the uh parents is dead and all of those things, still your children cannot fit into that role. And I know that a lot of Yoruba mothers, because I'm from Nigeria, I'm talking from Nigeria, tend to want to say, I want me to call me. Your children they're not your husband, they're not your friend. Talk more of your husband, no matter how long your husband has been dead or whatever has happened. Your children are not your husband. You should take care of them, but they can never take on the role of being an husband to you. All right. So confidence, your children should not be your confidence. You can't always confide in your children. I know that there are trivial matters, like trivial matters, but maybe like, well, what food should we eat, involve them in decision making. But huge matters, don't, please spare your children those burden, spare them that headache. They don't deserve that burden. Yes, and just really really spare them. Don't give them so much issue to face. Don't give them so much wahala. No, it's not worth it. You're just giving them a lot of burden, and it's not fair on them. And it's also good to know that as your child's friend, if you say your child is your friend, you cannot authorize your children, your friends. There's a limit to how much authority we impose on our friends. But as parents, you are your child's authority. You should give your children rather direction, guidance, and sometimes you have to impose on them. But we don't impose on our friends. And if I'm your friend and you impose on me too much, I'm just going to walk out because you should assume that I'm an adult and that how to be able to make my decisions. The highest you can ever do is just to advise me and give me some direction and guidance, and I may choose to take it or I may choose to leave it out. All right, but your children, you are their authority, and you should give them guidance, and it's your role and your responsibility, but if you try to be a friend to your child, or your child become a friend to you, it's going to cost you that role. You can't impose, you can't authorize them, so your children can always find friends, other friends, but that parental figure, that parental responsibility still belongs to you, because literally they can't find another parent. Even if they get adopted, they still have to be under another covering. So just make sure that you maintain that balance. You should be friendly to your children. They should be able to walk up to you to tell you things about them. But you on the other hand cannot tell your children everything. You're having issues with your marriage, you're having issues with finances. It's none of your child's business. Yes, and I'm going to categorically say it. It's none of your child's business. If it was come to us, you can sit with them and tell them, especially with finances, you'll just be able to tell them nicely, in a way that comes to the understanding, not that, oh, we don't have money again, we're broke, all of those things. And because all of these things is going to affect your children, and they're not ready. They're not psychologically ready. They're not emotionally ready. They're not matured. They don't have that ready mind, to to take in all of these things that you're giving to them. So thank you for watching this, and I do hope that you would share with your friends, your family members, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. My name is Fiyinfoluwa Olajolo, and I am your child's best auntie. Yes, I don't think I should just say that. All right. So till the next episode, I'll see you. Please share, like, and subscribe. Thank you.